right, so Scatterbrains. I am on the way to a new school to be a teacher again. This is very surreal. Turn the music down. A lot of emotions. Just transparently speaking, a lot of emotions. Emotions of disappointment, emotions of hopefulness. It's across the spectrum. I realized, I counted, I had 950 days of being a full-time illustrator. And when I say that number out loud, 950 it's a big number. I mean, because plenty of people want $950, right? I had 950 days where I was able to essentially do what I wanted to do. I worked for myself. I really didn't answer to anybody outside of the clients that I was working for. I got to choose what projects I was working on. I got to choose if I wanted to work on them that day. There were some days I just did nothing but sit at home and watch YouTube or, just do whatever. I had 950 days of that. And I understand that that's a blessing. You know what I mean? There's plenty of people who would, if somebody offered them, I'll give you 950 days to take a break from the job that you're working to be able to live out whatever your dream is for 950 days. I don't know any single person that's going to turn that down, and I am grateful that God afforded me that opportunity to do that. Okay. I'm also grateful that I'm about to have a steady paycheck, because when you're an entrepreneur, you just kind of don't really remember and value how great a steady paycheck is. How great the benefits were that you might have had, because the benefits that I had when I was a teacher were amazing. And then I had to go on my wife's benefits because the cost of insurance is crazy. These are things you just don't know until you're faced with it. And so today is my first day back at a school. New school, a little bit of a different situation. I'm not going to be teaching art the same way that I was. I'm still teaching art, but I would not be teaching it to as many grade levels as I used to. So this is definitely going to be a different situation, different population, different school, different setting. I'm walking in with a clean slate for everybody. I am going to be making a conscious effort not to bring in the baggage from the school that I left into this new school, because that would not be fair. Want to give them a fair chance to make a good impression on me and for me to make a good impression on them. But yeah, so I guess I had a conversation with a close friend, I don't know why things ended up like this for me. When I left, I had no intentions of coming back. I had no intentions of going back. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm taking a leap to take a chance on my dreams to be a full-time illustrator. And if I'm being honest, God never let me hit the ground. There was not a moment in those 950 days where I was, without work. Now, since January of this year, work had significantly slowed down. We all know what happened in January. And I can't say that what happened in January, this is 2025 if you're watching this at some other time, I can't say that what happened in January was had a direct relationship to my lack of work. But what I do know is people got real careful about their money after January for whatever their reasons may be. And that's your business. But a lot of the books that people said they wanted to do, they were like, Travis, I got to save my money. Because I think a lot of people were fearful of what was going to happen this year. And it ain't to say things ain't still crazy. Things are still uncertain, you know what I mean? But that is, I think, the common thread that makes it make sense for me as to why things slowed down. And so as they began to slow down, I was like, I can't keep going like this. I got a wife, I got kids. Granted, like I said, God has never left me without. I've always had the funds to pay my bills and all of that. But as I was looking at the scope of the current projects that I had, the current projects coming up, I was like, I can't sustain this. Not given the current landscape, I can't do it. And so I was like, I'm gonna have to get a job. And so ideally, I would have preferred to get a part-time job or something that allowed me to stay home, work from home, something like that. But when I tell y'all, when I sat down at the computer trying to find a job, it was the most overwhelming thing in the world. To sit down and like looking at all the different places you can find a job and the different types of jobs. And I was just like, this is a lot. This is a lot. And someday soon, I will sit down and make a full video about the whole process of how I ended up pulling into a school parking lot today, because I'm about to get out the car. Because a lot happened, I feel like, spiritually, emotionally, mentally for me over this past month, 2 months. Like, it was a lot. Like, it was a lot. It was a lot. And I'll make a full video to kind of really explain everything. But yeah, just a quick life update. Your boy's a teacher again. And the crazy thing is, y'all, work picked back up within the last week. The other day, I had a client sign her contract, pay her deposit the first day we met. I was referred, which is how I gotten a lot of work. She was referred to me, and we met virtually. She loved everything about what I was saying, trusted me, because I guess she trusted the judgment of the person who referred her to me. And she was like, yeah, let's do it. Signed her contract, brand new client. 4 days later, another new client signed on for a book. So I just picked up 2 books in the last week, along with the work that I already still had. So like, my cup is full of work. And it's definitely like a moment of like, come on now, bro. I'm sitting here like, what am I supposed to do? Like, I ain't got no work, and now I done committed to a job, and now I got work, and I got to figure out how I'm gonna work all this out. Got to figure it out. But yeah. So God is still good. If you don't know nothing else, God is still good. And I have not forgotten about YouTube. But like I said, y'all, that the past 2 months were a lot. It was a lot. It was a lot. But we'll talk about that at a later time. So, happy Monday. Y'all be blessed. And I'll talk to y'all soon. Peace.